Good morning, folks. Welcome back to the show. It is me and Dave T going back to Woodrum's Lake. Let's go.
Alright, on Cinco.
A dinko.
Dinko.
A dinko on the Cinco. Bleeding too. I don't know how, but yeah. A decent one.
What, the motor oil?
No, it's that watermelon flake. Red flake something or other.
Nah.
I mean, better than. Is this a spot?
Is it?
It might be.
Has it got a spot on his tongue?
Hold on.
You can see it.
Oh, no. Usually it's that rough spot,
Uh-huh.
but his mouth is small. And he's a porker.
I think a couple thousand of them put them in L4.
Right. And he's got some crawdad antennae coming out of his
Does he?
gullet or bug. One or the other. Look. Look at that. See it?
That's crawdad.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. I guess they are crawdad.
I always check their gullet, man. Little porker. What you got in there? Bunch of crawdads? I'm gonna do a Dave.
Take right off.
Yep. Jeez, oh Pete.
There's one up here waiting on you.
Yeah. Well, folks, it's been one of those days. I wasn't recording right now, and luckily it was only about a 5-incher.
Peanut butter and jelly, almost like pumpkin seed. I remember that first come out, pumpkin seed.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the collar, baby. Then he come out with a green pumpkin.
You almost wrapped me up, little dude. Well, if you'd hold on a second. You don't listen too well. You're like me. Plop them on the dang head and they'll hit it. But you gotta hit them pretty much on the dang head.
Yep.
So a couple things I wanted to go over with you guys, folks. Once again, the worm and the spinning rod saved me from getting skunked out there. I did miss 2 or 3 on the Mega Bass Pop Max popper. That was just bad angler error, and my hand kept slipping off the reel handle, and that's the only drawback about that high seas braid, is that it holds a lot of water. You know, there's give and takes with everything, so that's the one drawback about that braid. So let's get into it. Let's go over these catches and identify the obvious here. First things first. So I started off throwing a split shot rig with a 7-inch worm, and I was getting little pickups and nibbles at it. It was a net bait flex worm in June bug. After countless break-offs, I went to the Yamamoto Green Pumpkin number 297 with the purple flake. I believe my first fish was caught on that. And then I went from a 5-inch Senko down to a 4-inch Zoom finesse worm in like a watermelon candy. It's almost like a craw color with red flake, like a red on red. I'll show them to you guys. But the worm once again saved the day for me. So one thing about Woodrums is that it's got a lot of bluff walls and a lot of wood. So, you know, if you're throwing baits that are, especially moving baits, and baits that are going to be on bottom or stuff like that, you're going to lose some stuff. So if you're not prepared to lose it, then don't throw it. That's my motto. But downsizing was definitely the key, because my next 3 fish came off that Zoom finesse worm, including the best one of the day. So, which really wasn't much. It was maybe a 13-incher, but it had a gut on it. And I checked her gullet, and she had some crawdad antennae sticking out. So, checking down in their mouth, see what they're munching on, always helps. So, keep that in your back pocket as well. So if you look here at where the blue arrow is pointing, you'll see that I found a spot where there's timber, there's shade, and there's a bluff wall all in one. So to me, that was a pretty bassy spot that I couldn't pass up, and luckily it paid off. And it also has quick access to deep water. That's 4 things that can make spot, almost a guaranteed fish catch. So threw in there, got bit, landed it, let it go. So looking at this image here, they all share in common a little bit of shade, a bluff wall, and some wood. You know, right up against the bank. I mean, there's maybe 2 foot or 3 foot of actual gradual bank coming off, and then it drops straight plumb off, like, you know, because the boat was in over 20 foot of water, and you know, we're working a lot of that bottom structure, so we were fishing deep as well. Nothing I came across really like picked it up at the bank and swam for deeper water, because they were all smaller fish. There wasn't anything of any relative size caught, but a fish catch is a fish catch. So I just wanted to point out the commonalities that they all share. So pardon my using the roller ball on my mouse to spell, but those 3 things to me equaled, or 4, equaled the juice, which is quick access to deep water, bluff wall, timber, and some shade. So if you got those 4 things, that's what I'm gonna call the juice at Woodrum's, or you know, basically anywhere you're fishing that's similar. We just got over that heat spell, 3 weeks of straight, you know, 90s and 100-degree heat indexes. So don't forget, y'all, that water's still plenty warm. We were seeing 80 plus no matter where we went in that lake. So it was obvious they weren't wanting to run anything down. They weren't running down any whopper ploppers. They weren't running down anything underneath the surface as far as bladed jigs or anything like that. It was leaving my worm unpegged but Texas rigged, and working my way down from 7 inches to a 4-inch worm that luckily saved my butt yesterday. So we're gonna call it Worm Drums Lake for this trip. Well, out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and a little guy. The only one I needed to bring was the worm box today. You see the pile of worms. I could have left home with just this rod and minus all that headache, but you don't know until you try. No. So, and it beats sitting at home. Believe it or not, we was the first boat here, and who knows what's going to be in the parking lot when we get back. But we're going to work our way out of Herb's Creek here, and then work our way to the truck, or we just fire up the big motor and get to the truck. And thank you for joining us out here on Woodrum's Lake, or today we're going to call it Worm Drums Lake. That guy right there is Dave T. I'm Brian, and this show right here is Guy with a GoPro Fishing Show. We'll see you on the next one, folks.